Hello everyone, it is me, Diana Russell, here with another one. And yes, I am a rambler and I promise to try real hard not to be one. Okay, I made a video, I don't know if anyone, I think only 2 people caught it and I took it down. Because like everything else in the world, I always just go big. I go over the top on everything I do. I can't help it. I'm a passionate person. But there is a topic that has been crossing me like a lot lately. And I know some people who have been talking about writing a book. And I've also met a lot of writing friends on Twitter and Instagram, Facebook. And I've offered my advice on how I do things, how I write, having ADHD. But anyone who has it, you understand it's complicated. You can manage 3 conversations in one, and everybody's annoyed. You try so hard not to do that, but you can't help it. You can't mentally stay on one topic. If you have listened to any of my other videos, you get it. I'm all over the place. So, I wanted to write a novel for years. I wrote short stories probably since I could write. The very first book I ever read, chapter book, was The Outsiders. And it blew my mind. I was so proud of myself. But I was always a reader. Charlie Brown, Clifford, the Big Red Dog, the Berenstain Bears. Oh my gosh, I met Sister Bear once when I was little. Met her at Cedar Point. Love her. So, here is my problem as somebody with ADHD. I would get a great idea in my head. I might write it down. I want this story. And then I start to write it, and then I just lose function. It's not that I lost passion with the story. I've lost focus. And for anyone like me, when you lose focus, you start losing all hope. You're like, oh my God, that's not going to happen. And then forever, it starts laying on your shoulders, and it's like, it's crazy. Well, do you remember in school when you had to write like an outline, like you had to do a report, like a history report or something, and you had to write an outline to go with your research? Well, I got into writing screenplays because I wanted to make films, and so I started writing screenplays and was very successful at it. I have tons of screenplays. Not all had become films, but I got a lot. And one night, like, this light went off in my head. And I'm looking at my outline, my screenplay, and I'm like, wait a minute. This looks like an outline. Like, it looks like what would be called proof of your work in school. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, ding, ding, ding. Oh my God. So I tested it out. And I was, I can't remember what story. I think it was Peace and Quiet, but I took the whole screenplay and I put it aside, next to me so I could see it. And then I opened my laptop, I opened my writing program, and I just followed on down the line with my screenplay. Just type. Oh my God. I wrote a novella. Or a novelette, actually. I think I only got like 10 pages out of it. But I was so impressed with myself. And I even got to add some extra stuff. Just because I'm like, well, this is my screenplay, but this is the actual novelette. It's based on the screenplay. So, I'm like, that totally worked. Well, I have a novel. And proof that it's actually a thing. Here's my Snapchat picture on the back, my little bio, and my synopsis. Well, a synopsis is a description of your story. Usually it's like maybe up to 3 sentences, but since this was the back of the book, I made it a little longer. And also because it's a storybook. Like, there's more than one story in here. So if it was just like one actual novel, one topic, it would be a little shorter. But I'm going to show you my style of screenplay writing. And if screenplays don't really have a particular style, it just, when you just kind of feel it when you start writing it. So I wrote like a little, like, I don't know, just like a little tester one just to kind of show you. Right now I'm on a story called The Table. And my style is, here is the title. Right here is where I would put my synopsis, which I didn't write because, whatever, I'm just doing it real quick to show you. Here it is, Act 1, Scene 1. Okay, what that means is, or Scene 1, Act 1. Scene is like, it would be like me in this room, okay? And act would be what is happening in that room. So, for example, the act is me, and I would write Diana and underline it. I don't always write it, with an underline, but I usually do. But right here is the act. So it would be, I would put like a star and say, talking to the camera. And then I'd write some lines of what I'm saying in the scene, a dialogue. And perhaps, it would be like, so hello everybody, it's me, Diane Russell. That would be what I would write in the center, because that's what I'm saying. Now let's pretend there's somebody else in the room. So I wrote down my bestie, Jessica's name, and I wrote her underneath, underlined, and then, girl, you're crazy, like as if she's in the room, and that's what she said to me. And the reason why you do it like this is because it's, when you make prints to give out to your actors in your movie, you can highlight, like if I'm giving this copy to Jessica, I can highlight just the Jessica parts. And that way she can memorize. And she don't have to worry about memorizing my lines too. And sometimes you do, but you can't help it because you're trying, like maybe you give your screenplay to a friend and say, hey, will you help me practice this? But it's really nice to have it organized like that. That way you can highlight it. And then they know what to memorize. And anyways, the whole act is the action within the scene. So, two people talking to each other, maybe two people making love with each other, whatever it is that they're doing, it's an act within the scene. And then when you're done with that scene, then at the end, like here, I put besties go for a walk, and then I put a little star next to it. And then that's you don't have to do it like that. That's just my style. So I wrote, a star, besties take a walk. And for me, that's how I know that scene is over. Now, if this was like an actual screenplay, it would have more acts in it. But the scene part is kind of tricky in a way, almost. Because like if you watch anytime you watch a movie, you have a scene and, Act 1 would be like this scenario that I showed you. And then Act 2 would be like, they would go on that walk and then more people would come in, but you're like still within the scenario. I mean, just, anyone who watches the movie, you get it. But that's basically what it is. So, with that being said, once you're done, then you have your outline, your screenplay. Then you just take it and you just put it off to the side where you can see it. Then you get your laptop or your desktop and you look over and you just type away, word for word. And you have your story right there. That easy. Seriously. And if you want to actually make a movie out of it, you have the screenplay already. You don't have to work extra. You don't have to read your own story again and then, write cliff notes or anything. It's already written for you. So you can use it for a movie, make it for your book, and you can put it aside for later. And, if you're lucky enough to get a publicist, get into a house, from your work or whatever, maybe your publicist will want to see it because when it comes to books and stuff, there's a lot of editing. So everything that you've written, you're more or less going to be writing it again. So it's helpful to already have the whole thing. Then if your publicist wants you to make changes, you can just do it to your original screenplay. Or make a copy so you don't ruin the original and just write from the copy. You know, but it probably comes off as an unnecessary step to some people. Because some people can sit down and remain focused. People like me, I can't. And it's not for lack of trying. I really, really do try. But I'm just not successful at it at all. But with my screenplay by my side, no problem, dude. I got this. And then I'll just type the shit out of it. And I mean, I can type like 80 words per minute. You know, with about 90% accuracy. So, yeah. No problem for me. So that way, if I'm ever lucky enough to get a publicist or a house or something, boom, I'm ready. Bring on those edit requests. Come on, let's do this. Let's make it good. But, you know, of course, right now I'm just a self-published Amazon writer. But hey, who cares? I'm doing it, right? I am doing it. And I have the evidence. And my novel 2 is going to come out soon. It's going to be another book of short stories. I think I'm going to call it I'm Famous, I Love You. This one is called Dreaming Awake because I wrote most of them when I was at work on night shift. And for anyone who's ever worked night shift, you're pretty much a walking zombie. Everything's a dream because you're so tired. But, anyways, yeah, some people just can't, you know, I know so many people who want to write books and they just can't because they don't have the organizational skills. You know, it's not that they can't do it, and it's not that they don't have a great story. It's just, if you don't have some organization in your thinking, in your process, you're not gonna lose interest in the story. You're just gonna lose your way. You're gonna get frustrated. You're gonna feel overwhelmed, and you're gonna walk away, and you're never gonna do it. And then you're gonna be walking around with it on your shoulders, going, "I really want to write this story." I mean, you can do it. You can totally do it. I mean, give the screenplay a shot. It works for me. My whole book, all the stories in them, screenplays first. I mean, it's worth a try. And if it's just a little extra step, really believe me, in the long run, it's worth it. Because like I said before, you can make a short film out of it. You can keep it in your record. So if you're lucky that you get someone professional to help you publish, you already have basically your notes in the screenplay. The whole thing's right there. All you gotta do is just whatever they want you to do. You know, all your edits, and cross that out, add this, you know, all this spelling is all wrong, and blah, blah, blah. You know, you forgot a comma here, but don't forget over here. It is what it is. You know, sometimes a little extra work is worth it, but it's not in vain at all. You're going to have that with you forever and for always. And hell, you can even make copies and pitch them. I mean, just mail them out. Like, I sent John Travolta my screenplay of my fan fiction for Urban Cowboy. I don't ever expect to hear back from him, but hey, I did it. I mean, why not? It's a cute story. But you could totally do that, you know, just send him. You know how many times, let's see, what was it? I think it was 19 times, the movie Pretty Woman got rejected, like 19 times, something like that. And it started out really dark. You know, she wasn't this bubbly, super intelligent hooker, you know, who drove this guy's car. You know, it was a lot darker. And, Stranger Things on Netflix, very successful show. It was turned down several times too. And many of them will be turned down. But hey, you're going to have copies of it. Just keep going. Why not? What else are you going to do? You still got to go to work. You still got to make money. You still got to eat. All that stuff. But it's something to do on the weekends, right? Make copies, file them, you know, put them in an envelope, stamp it, and forget it. And if you're lucky, you'll hear something. I don't know. I'm hoping maybe I'll get an autographed picture of John Travolta. Well, you know, I'm in love with him. But in the non-stalkery way. But who wouldn't be? Hello? So anyway, I thought that I would just extend my experience and hope that maybe it might help someone, because if you have a story out there, you have every right in this world to tell it, to write it, let people read it, just do it. I understand, we have to work and we have to take care of our families and all that stuff, but it doesn't mean that you can't do it. Even if I think it was Fried Green Tomatoes that took the author 3 years, I think, to write that, to get it finished, and look how good it was. It had Kathy Bates in it, man. Mary Stuart Masterson, whoo, love her. I mean, come on. How amazing is that movie? And it all came from her book that took her that long to write. To Kill a Mockingbird took a long time too. It's great art and it's worth it. And if it takes you a minute, what else are you doing anyway? So what? What are you going to do in the next 3 years? So then 3 years go by and crap, I should have wrote that story 3 years ago because I'd be done now. Just do it, and if you think it might help you, do it. Every page kind of equals to about 5 minutes of film time. So really, once you start writing your story, your book, and maybe sometimes you add some stuff to it, you've already done all the work. You really have. All you gotta do is just prop it up and start typing away. Like, scene 1 could be chapter 1, I mean, don't give up. Just keep going. You can do this. It's an amazing feeling when you get one of these in the mail. Your author's copy, and it just feels so nice. You get on the Amazon page, and I'll look myself up, and there I am. It's so exciting. This was a goal, and I set out to do it, and I did it. And now I'm doing more because it's addicting. I love it. And I don't even care. Of course I want people to read it, but if it's just one person, oh well, someone read it, right? But I hope I helped you out, and don't give up. Just keep going. If you have a story to tell, I guarantee it's a good one. So just write your screenplay. Give it a try. What do you have to lose? Writing screenplays is fun too, because it's right to the point. It's like boom, bam, there it is. And your little in-betweens and all of that stuff. And if you ever really need some help finding a style, you can Google it. Just Google screenplay. And all kinds will pop up. Hit image. And you'll have all these different styles. You'll find one that works for you. You can do this. Don't give up. Write that story. So, that's all I really have to say, at this moment. So, I hope I've helped you. And, best wishes to you. I wish you all the luck in the world. All my positive vibes are headed your way. Can you feel it? Positive vibes. Get that book done. And good for you. And I'm going to say it right now. Congratulations, because you're going to do it. You're going to make this happen. Make your dream come true, man. Write your book. Okay? That's all I have to say. So I hope you all have a great day. And all my love. And take care. Bye.